Three. Hello and welcome to the 30 to Lock show. My name is Joshua Reimer. I'm joined by none other than Jared Block, who's over on my right. Jared, how you doing, man? How is the day going for you?
Doing great. We're gonna have to get used to these 2-a-days. I think for the next comfortably 2 or 3 weeks. Baseball schedules all over the place, and we're still sweating out an early only slate right now.
Yep.
And now we have about a weird time, but a weird and a nice 7 game slate for MLB DFS main slates.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, like you said, to adjust to this time. But I don't know. It's a little bit condensed today. It was definitely harder today than any of our previous days, just because of we have that 30-minute earlier lock. But I'm posted. My DraftKings content is posted. I think your DraftKings content is either posted or getting posted shortly, and we are ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, we're pretty much done. The only thing I have to do still is post to the website for my FanDuel build, so I'm good.
Yep, same here. That's the last thing that I have to do as well, and that'll be posted momentarily. But how are we feeling? Obviously, we just got off the show probably like 30 minutes ago, so not not much of a difference here necessarily. But how are you feeling about how the build is all coming together?
Yeah, I think it's been a good day and good formula here. We're really starting to dial into our processes and adjusting the times and things like that. It's a very different switch going from NBA to MLB, but it's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get a couple extra minutes, but today obviously it's bumped up a half hour or so. I like where everything came together, and I think that the more that I thought about it, the more uncomfortable I felt with having potential having of Alex Wood being popular tonight. So it's
Yeah.
a pivot that I made. I still think at the end of the day, even if Wood's not popular, that I will still be completely fine with the take that I made today.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know what that popularity is going to look like. All I know is that I have my top guy at the pitcher position. It's the guy that I felt like is the top guy since this morning, and I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty happy that he's still up there as my top pitcher. And I've been locked into this FanDuel build here. Let's see, when was the last build that I sent to you was the one that I'm still locked in at. I locked that in at 3 p.m. Haven't changed since. That's how
Yeah.
confident I felt, and us talking on the podcast only made me feel more confident. So I'm extremely excited about the build today, and I feel ready to go. I feel juiced up.
Yeah, there are some times when a build comes together, and tonight's definitely one of them. We do have a couple comments from first time chatters. So
Ooh.
Kadang97 says Red Sox spread. I don't even know what it locked at. I just know that JD Martinez homered for a can of corn and all the GPP members. So
Very
it's
nice.
currently tied 1-1. I said I made a remark saying that we have not talked about the Red Sox or Detroit much this season, and you're like, good. So I don't think
Yeah, yeah.
we
I
want
mean,
to
am I
really talk
wrong?
about them
Like,
too much.
am I wrong? What about the Red Sox? I just don't, in general, don't like talking about the Red Sox. But Detroit's always nasty to talk about, so I'd rather not.
I mean, this new lineup at least looks a little bit better on paper. A little bit.
I guess. I guess indeed. If you guys have any questions about today's slate, feel free to ask them. Little Italy said, "What up, peeps? Have I put what's going on, Little Italy? Have I put my lineup out yet? No, it is not out yet. It'll be up soon. We still have 20 minutes until lock, so rest assured, we're pretty set.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, we can definitely go and cover things for people that have not been here yet. But this is the majority of this time should be used for you guys to answer whatever questions you want to use, and we're just here to kind of take this thing into the sunset after
You know,
a very long day of researching for both slates. And tomorrow we even have a longer day where NBA is involved, which is always going to be fun.
it's gonna be
Or
it's gonna
let's
be
say
something.
NBA games that matter is the better way to put it.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I like. I like NBA games that matter. That's for sure. Getting back to that is something that I know I'm very excited for. Little Lily says your lineup is sexy AF, Jared. I haven't got a chance to see it. I'm excited to see it after I post everything.
Yeah, thank you. I feel the same. It was obviously there's always risk, but the reward is immense tonight.
You love to see that. That is it's a good thing to have for sure. Um, you're good. I just thought you said it was up. No, I said I sent it to Jared earlier today, and ever since I sent it to Jared, it still has been locked into that same build that I originally sent him. So, so you just posted on the site. So for all those GPP members out there, you can go find Jared's build on the website. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see it once I get all done here, for sure.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Any questions? I know that we have a one-sided type approach tonight if you listen to the MLB podcast. So if you haven't, or if you have any additional questions for your own builds, feel free to send them our way. Because
Yeah,
I do think that there are definitely going to be some popular stacks tonight, but there are also quite a few stacks that are. Uh, I think that you can get some severe low ownership on specific plays all across the board. Like there's I would say I'm considering GPPs anywhere from 5 to 6 teams tonight. Obviously, I like some more than the others, and that's kind of reflected in the lineups. But um, if you have any random questions, we can always answer home run calls. But if you want to have any other 1v1s, 2v2s, things like that, we can definitely go for it.
yeah, for sure, without a doubt. Um, Manoa and Flexen seems interesting. I don't know if you mean for DraftKings, but that's a lot of salary to spend on your two pitcher spots, unless you're fine with paying down at a lot of spots for the pitcher position. I think you can find a little bit better options at the pitcher position, specifically for GPPs. I don't know. Jared and I are both very off of Flexen tonight, so I want to get your thoughts on the Flexen play. I know we talked about it a lot on the podcast, but let's bring it in front of the paywall as well.
Yeah, I am not a fan of. Actually, I love that Flexen's on this slate, but for the opposite reason. So the xFIP for him, not good. 5.09 last couple seasons. The K rate's what sticks out. And this Minnesota team, while they hit a lot of home runs, they actually lead the league in home runs hit so far this season. I think they can take that title tonight, and it's because they have most of the guys on this team have a pretty atrocious K rate. You do have Gary Sanchez who strikes out a lot. You have a guy in Miguel Sano who we know strikes out a lot. You have Buxton who strikes out a lot. Correa 20% still counts a little bit. Urshela 22%. So when you take that risk away, or at least subsidize it quite a bit, Flexen only strikes out righties at a 15% clip. So you take that stuff away and you put in the hard contact rate of 43%, which is higher than his ground ball rate. It severely changes the trajectory of this Minnesota team. And I do think that they'll continue to take that number one spot in home runs hit in the majors so far to start the year off. So I am very, very high on Chris Flexen being a bad play today. Let's just say that.
Yep, I would tend to agree there. Iconics, I got back to you over DMs, so go check that out. I think you already did. Little Italy said, "I'll ask who are your top three home run calls. Give me Albies, give me Schwarber, and give me Byron Buxton."
I will give away because Buxton's one of mine, so I'll give one additional one to that. And I actually needed to check because I always put them down and then I never remember what they are. But I have exposure to all of them in some places. Oh, okay. Matt Olson is my guy.
Nice. Yeah, Olsen's a great play. I wish I could have found a way to fit him on FanDuel, but we got him elsewhere, so we're happy campers. Dan the Blue says, "Hey fellas, and subbed with Prime. What's going on, Dan? Hope you're having a good day, man. And thank you for subbing. We greatly appreciate it here over at RotoRadar. Yeah, all questions are answered. I'm about to get the cash game lineup up in the Discord.
It feels like kind of a quiet type of slate because I just feel like we have this dialed in way of where we're going with it. But I'm very interested to see. This is probably the most excited I've been to see ownerships. I think the other time was just we kind of already knew, but Merrill Kelly on Friday was one of the more anticipated spots that we've had to start the year off. That was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun to see him deal, man. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that whole entire game. I watched it all the way through. It was a little sweaty at points. And
Yeah, well,
he had a good game, but if he doesn't get as many 3-2 counts as he did, he could have easily gone five, maybe even 6 innings. Like he was wheeling and dealing against that Padres team, and sadly, just way too many full counts to stay in the game for a really long time. But he could have gone even deeper than I think they allowed him to.
Yeah, so here's the thing with that, and this plays in particularly well to tonight's slate. We have again, we're gonna harp on this every single day. There are going to be pitchers over 10K almost every single main slate for the first 2, 3 weeks of the year. Until that starts to regress and those pitchers actually start to go as far as they're supposed to, I don't know if we can play anybody, at least in cash games. Tournaments, you can make exceptions for almost anything, but in cash, I just don't know if you even have the choice. Like it just, I think people forget in this switch over through sports every single year that the top guy is not always the best option. So
Yeah.
Manoah, while he's a tough matchup for the Yankees in general, I think that the expectation of 45 plus FanDuel points is very unrealistic at that price tag.
Not only is it unrealistic, it's what you need for a floor, or not a floor necessarily. It's what
I
you
mean,
need for
that's
value.
generous. That's
Yeah,
generous. I think
it's
more like 48.50.
that's true. You possibly need more for him from value, and I feel like that 45 number is really the ceiling that you get on a guy like Alek Manoah. At least early on in the year, once we get to a point where these guys are getting stretched out, going 100 pitches, it's a completely different case. But I think Manoah isn't going to pay off that price tag. Just the guys not being stretched out, and you got to especially remember this for teams that are in playoff contention. Those teams that have a lot to play for at the end of the year. This Toronto team, and a great example of one of those teams. The Giants with Alex Wood, another great example is one of those teams where they want to keep Wood healthy for this rotation. They want to keep Manoah healthy for this rotation. And I don't know. I don't think they go as deep as people expect them to tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I think that just goes to Manoah's point, goes to Wood's point, goes to, um, I mean, I don't know. I mean, are you at least a little bit concerned about Noah and what we saw from them on Friday with Charlie Morton? Because if Morton's, Morton we knew came in limited, right? Like we knew that was a thing, even though 80% of the field still played him on Friday. I'm at a loss for words of why he's probably not being talked about more today.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I think it is a little bit concerning. I think it's concerning for every single pitcher in the bigs right now. Like I think everyone's dealing with this problem. It's not just a few. My thing with Yanoa is that like he is the most stretched out out of all three of these guys that we just mentioned, at least when it comes to his pitch count in spring training. And we've seen Yanoa go deep before. And more importantly, he has the best matchup out of all three by a long shot. I mean, this Washington team does not look good. It looks like it's going to be a pretty poor offense throughout the year. And whether you look at pitch type, whether you look at just analytical batted ball data, everything lines up for Yanoa to be in a really solid spot. And that's why I think he's the top guy at the pitcher position tonight.
Yeah, I can't really poke too many holes in the Noah pitcher play. It's accurately priced on both sides. I actually think you could probably see him in 9K, and I wouldn't sweat a little bit about that at all. The Braves are the heaviest favorite on the slate. You get nice run support there. Yeah, I mean, I think it all kind of fits together pretty well.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Bacon 23 says, yo, what's going on? Conic said, probably should have sent my lineup to Jared. It's a GPP one. I was a GPP pro for 2 years, man. I can still give comments on it. You can send it to Jared too, though. It gets a little bit off of my plate. The cash game lineup is about to get posted on the site. It's been posted in the Discord for the past 5 minutes, though, and we are up on the site right now. Um, if you guys have any other questions about the slate, feel free to ask them because we got 10 minutes until lock.
This is where we've been wanting the extra 5, 10 minutes for weeks, and now we finally get it, sort of,
Yeah.
because everything locked early today. But
Yeah.
it's really nice having that extra 10 plus minutes of stuff to kind of chill and relax. It's not the NBA freak out mode 5 minutes before lock.
Yeah, exactly. The nice thing about MLB is how calm it is. Like, there's not going to be much that happens in these next 10 minutes. I don't have to worry about any late news coming in or anything. It's going to be chill. It's going to be simple. It's going to be easy. And I feel good about where we're at tonight. Um, Iconic says, I'm not fading Yas tonight, Jared. I have a great feeling. Hey, he's got a great feeling about Yas. He's got the gut feeling. Let the man have the gut feeling, I guess. Um, Bacon says, I dig the lineups. I dig the lineups as well. I got to check out yours, and I think it's pretty solid, Jared. I think you definitely went the right direction in tournaments. Um, literally said who's in and who's out. Yeah, no, none of that. We don't need to worry about that with the MLB. Super simple.
Yeah, we'll learn about all. Well, I mean, tomorrow is going to be a little bit different than most too. So,
That's a good point.
just to catch people up, I mean, we have some time here. If no questions are coming in,
Yeah.
Josh and I are both providing for the NBA playoffs for NBA members. So he's doing cash. I'm doing GPPs. That's the way it's going to go through the finals.
Yep. Um, let's see. Are we gonna get the slates at? Oh, I bet. Oh, I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully, we have 30 to lock where we can talk about not only the. We can talk about both. We can talk about MLB and NBA, but I don't know if that'll be the case. We'll just have to see. Um, How many Minnesota batters are too many in one lineup? I say 4 or 5 on DraftKings. Like you can full stack that team
Yep.
without hesitancy and feel very good about it. Obviously, you're going shorter on your second stack, but it's still a solid spot. Little Lily says,
Hey,
"How much?"
no,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I have to interrupt just a moment because this is important.
Yeah.
Um, we say that we don't get very much news, and this is going to be a smooth kind of next 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Mike Trout just got scratched.
Oh, dun dun dun. That's crazy. That's honestly doesn't affect us at all, but it does affect the industry. And I wonder,
It does.
Trout is was a very popular spot. I obviously that spot doesn't lock until a few, it's going to be a while till Trout locks. So probably a lot of people pivot off of him. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because I feel like I wish people rostered him because I didn't think he was going to do well today regardless.
Well, for me, it's more about like this first game, probably not too much ownership. People could make mistakes with it. I think the same thing goes for New York and Philly. But when you start getting into the 7 o'clock games, maybe people, I think people will check, obviously, but I think that they have been locked in on Trout for a long time tonight. Maybe that ownership goes to Otani now, and maybe it goes more to Springer. Maybe it goes to these Toronto bats because that's a lot of money that gets freed up with him not in the lineup, and I think people start to panic a little bit.
Yeah, where? So I didn't get to see this. I gotta go. I need to get my Twitter notifications in check. Dan the Blue asked why ignore my valid question. I didn't ignore your valid question. We were just talking about other stuff. He said, are the Red Sox and Corns lineup gonna pull their head out of their asses soon? Put another way, is the Tiger pen any good? The Detroit Tigers bullpen is not any good, in my opinion. I think that your Red Sox batch should be just fine. And we already saw JD Martinez decided to pull his head out of his ass. Little Italy asked how much sleep we got this weekend. How much sleep did you get this weekend, Jared?
Uh, Saturday, not much. Sunday, enough.
Yeah, Saturday I got like a few hours because I was watching F1 and watching UFC. But Sunday I can share this in front since now I'm off on Sundays. I took a nap because it was like the first Sunday I've had off in like 2 years, and I accidentally slept through Sean's last NBA slate. Sean asked me to do an NBA podcast, and I accidentally slept through that. So I feel terrible. And if Sean, you're listening, I'm greatly sorry for that one. Bacon says, "Can I just go 4 Minnesota and 4 Atlanta on DK?" LOL. You can 100% do that. I think that's one of the best stacking options on the slate. There's no true. We were talking about this. So first of all, let's give the people a stack ranking. Just our top 5 stacks. Where would you rank the teams today?
Well, there's two clearly favorites for us, and I
Mm-hmm.
think this is where things get different because I do think the industry will have the Blue Jays in their top three,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's the case for either of us.
No.
I put them closer to like 5 or 6. I
Mm-hmm.
also think now the Angels get a huge decrease, and while they might have been 3 in my book, they're probably closer to 5 now. The other teams that I'm interested in are the Giants and the Phillies, and I think I like the Giants more, so I'll take Giants at 3 and Phillies at 4.
Okay. See, so I have Phillies at 4, I have Giants at 3, and I have Rays at 5. Yeah, I have Rays at 5.
Yeah,
Um,
people might. I mean, we might be wrong. I just didn't like any of how any of the Rays matched up today,
yeah,
but they could easily be chalky as well.
yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's like here's where we're at. I have the Twins up, or who do I have first? I have Atlanta up here. I have the Twins like a little bit below them, and then like it's just a huge way down until you get to your third option. It's not even really close in my opinion. So I'm just very heavy on the top two stacks. So I think you're perfectly fine only going two stacks in your build and feeling pretty solid about it. Hope everyone is doing well tonight, says Desert Zombie. Hope you're doing well, man. The Brew Crew scoreless through nine. Dan just had to rub it in your face, Jaron.
I won't be taking Brewers questions at this time.
I didn't see the game just ended, but it did just end. Let's see. I don't think we have anything else. Yeah, Go Friar says doesn't impact us in relation to the Trout news. You want to know what it does impact, and you have 3 minutes to do this, guys. If there's any overlay, I would love to go make an Eliza Hernandez lineup right now. I think your Eliza Hernandez lineups are really, really solid. And I already was kind of flirting with the idea of making an Eliza Hernandez GPP build, but I think now it's even more solid and even more of a firm play than it was when I was thinking about it on the podcast. Because you got to remember, Hernandez does have that really solid K rate, and it is a spot where, like you said, without Trout, this lineup goes completely downhill.
Yep, he can still get tagged once or twice on solo shots, but I do think the uh, the upside of the play is nice. The risk is relatively low, and the Angels have put up 3 runs in the last 2 games. Now, albeit against the Astros, but Josh, they've scored over 2 runs one time this year in 4 games.
Wow, that's insane. It is the
And
Astros.
again, it is the Astros, so
Yeah.
again, take it with a grain of salt. But that I mean, things could change tonight. I'm looking for this. I'm still looking for the Angels to turn the corner, and it could be tonight. It also could be tomorrow or Thursday. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Yep. Who knows indeed. I'm trying to get a build in here to reflect my thoughts on the situation with Eliza Hernandez. Hopefully, I have enough time. Did a
I was
personal
told
GPP.
I'm too sober to answer any Milwaukee questions. That's a fact. And hopefully you guys don't want me to have drinks on this show.
Hey,
So
fuck! Hey, you're the one who said fucked up Fridays are coming back soon. You said it, not me. So you
I
gotta.
did, and it is Monday.
It is Monday indeed. Did a personal GPP with him. I like the idea. Go Friars. I'm trying to find one. I have 42 seconds to switch off of an Atlanta bat to get to a better play here. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in time, but we will be trying our best to
Did you
find a
see
good
what
one.
your home run call parlay looks like?
Yeah, plus 10,000. That's a nice little one. Last
I
time I had
think
a
that
plus
adds
ten
into
thousand home
mine
run
probably
parlay.
too.
What'd you say?
I think that's probably in addition to mine as well. So there's
Oh,
like five or
geez.
six bats in there.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Hopefully you
Last
guys are parlaying the individual plays as well.
Yeah, you should parlay them and then round robin them as well. That's what I do with mine.
But yeah, for all of you guys that want to rub it in, I'm getting texts left and right from my group, from my friends that don't necessarily play DFS or bet, and they are freaking the fuck out about the Brewers already. Like
Nice.
those guys that you talk sports with that aren't from this community. That's basically what I get. And I know Josh feels the same
Yeah.
um, about several teams that he's fans of.
Oh yeah. Chris Bryant just scored for the Ranger or for the Rockies. So good news there. For both
Very
of
nice.
our builds. Looks like it's going to be an early only win on FanDuel. I think we come up short on DraftKings, which is really sad that I get my first loss over there. But that's all right. We get to redeem ourselves a little bit with this main slate. And I think we stick around for a little bit just to see what this Schwarber ownership looks like, and then we can get out of here.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I would like to see it myself.
Same. I really do want to see where it's at. I'm very curious. Any final questions? You can ask us some questions about the after hour slate. I think that Eliza Hernandez take really solid when you consider it on after hours. I'm sure you can slot it in there and feel pretty good about where you're at. I would say Eliza Hernandez and then some San Fran bats, potentially mixed with some. I don't know. Would you take Marlins on there as well? I don't know where else you'd go. It's a two gamer, so I don't think it's that appealing overall. But
Yeah, I'm not super sold on that necessarily. But if
yeah,
you're taking something, you are definitely you need to leverage your spot somewhere so you can full stack one of the teams.
for sure. Um, All right. Any other questions? Well, no. Dang, Dan the Blue doubling down on this take is crazy. Saying they won't be relevant again until 2029. That's the second time he said that in the past 2 days. No, like he said it. I think he said it on Friday or something. I don't remember when he said it. I remember he said it though. That's I don't know. I don't believe in that. But man, do you want to tell the members what you saw about Yelich? I think it was you said you saw it this morning or last night.
Yeah, there was a graphic floating around somewhere that said that he was the third worst acquisition, like
Yikes,
third worst acquisition in terms of like contracts longer than 5 years, something like that.
that's rough.
We're gonna see
That
how a lot of these contracts pan out soon, man. Because remember, we did go through that since October that we've seen like more 5+ year contracts than ever before. So we'll
yeah.
see how some of those pan out. The Ultimate might not look as bad soon,
Yeah,
even
no,
though I agree with you.
you're right. You're right. It definitely might not look as bad as soon. Uh, by the way, for those who are curious about it, over on our over in our Discord, we have the Underdog Play of the Day posted. We had it posted earlier this afternoon. Taking some interesting, not interesting. I think there's some good unders on some pitch counts, and I feel pretty solid about it. Did you get a chance to look at that? To get a look at our Underdog Play of the Day?
I did well. Yeah, I think that we're still rolling with the flex and under, right?
Flexen under and Martinez under, and I like that. I wish I could bet on it myself because I think I would. All right, we have 2 more minutes until we can find out the Schwarber ownership, and then we don't have to worry about ownership for another like 40 minutes because we have a while until we are till we are back at it, till our guys are up again. But luckily, Schwarber leading off. Maybe we can sweat out this first at bat a little bit too if they're quick with it.
It's all good. Yeah, there we go. Yelich is not Bellinger. That's correct.
That is true. You can always hold
Until
that.
Yelich bats in the 8 hole, he cannot talk slander.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
to be fair, the Dodgers have like 7 All-Stars in the lineup before him.
Yeah, that is true. But hey, you got to
That
take you
makes
got
me
to.
wonder because Bellinger and Yelich were friends, and they both were in the NL MVP race for like 2 years in a row. What happened? Like,
That's a good point.
did they both sleep with the same person?
Who knows? Who knows? Hoping we get this Nationals game live soon. I'd love to sweat this out a little bit and not hear from the CEO and founder of Roman. Um, hey, Belly had 2 hits last game. I guess, man. When you're batting
That's
that
fair.
poorly, that's like lightning striking. Don't expect it to happen twice.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I just don't believe in Bellinger, man. I never have.
What a disaster of early only pitching scores.
Oh my goodness, right? Everyone did terrible. Who was the top guy? Was it Gomber?
Uh, check. Early only. It's Hearn.
It's Hearn. My Hearn take is right, Jared. Let's go. I for those who don't know, I had the Hearn play. I talked to Jared. I was like, I really like this guy. I love the fastball that he has. I think he's really solid. I think he's a good play here. And I was like, I just can't pay down that much. Like I can't leave that much left over in cash games. And I'm glad to see it worked out, man. Fucking Taylor Hearn for the win.
Yeah, at least right now it's there. He only pitched 4 innings, but he did have 6 Ks.
Yeah.
Uh, and there's 2 Baltimore pitchers that scored 20 FanDuel points.
Oh my god. The Brewers are down bad. The Brewers are down so bad. Let's see. Oh, we got Schwarber ownership. It's been here for a while, I think. Schwarber is coming in at. Let me get to one of my 50/50s. Schwarber, 38% owned. About right. I think that's a solid ownership piece to have, if
Yeah,
it's 60% of the field that doesn't have him.
I like that. I think it's solid. Big Boy wants to know who's a must play. For me, it's Matt Olson, and I think that he comes in. I don't know, Josh. He's got to be the lowest owned out of the top five guys of the lineup.
100%. I wouldn't be surprised to see him around that 15 to 10% mark over on FanDuel in tournaments.
Yeah,
For
that's
for
the
me,
GPP option, but Josh will give you the cash game must play.
yeah, my cash game lock of the night, or who's a must play, is it's got to be Byron Buxton. I think Buxton's in an amazing spot. I think he's going to smash tonight.
Yep, I 100% agree with that.
All righty, let's get out of here, Jared. Any final thoughts before we do?
Yeah, it looks like we did get more ownership on Bryce than we did Schwarber. Can chat
Oh,
confirm that for us?
let's go. Let's go look myself. That's spicy, man. I don't, like I said, I don't know how much I agree with that Bryce play. I'm seeing Bryce at 25%, so 10%
Okay, it's
lower.
just tournaments then.
Yeah, okay. How old is he in tournaments?
I have him sitting at 24%,
10% of the
and
field.
Schwarber's 23, 22.
Okay, 10% of the field went Luis Patino and on FanDuel, which I don't.
That's terrifyingly scary.
I don't know what to tell you if you're going Luis Patino at this point in the year. Jared, let's get out of here. I think I already asked you, but any housekeeping notes before we do get out of here?
No, just want to hear from you guys on how you think that the content is being presented so far this season. So if you have any comments on that, you can feel free to chime in on any of our shows. And we are kind of all over the board from a baseball timing perspective. So to keep track of that, we have everything scheduled or going to be scheduled in the events tab of our Discord server. So you'll find a lot of that stuff in there. It's going to be a little bit different Tuesday with NBA involved, but again, Josh and I will be there to provide for those who are still playing NBA. So yeah, we are going to be a little bit all over the place this week in terms of baseball times, but I do think that'll even out as we get through this early month of April. But nothing really outside of that.
Jared, we have early only timing for tomorrow, and we have main slate
Ooh,
timing for tomorrow. Do you want to hear it?
that's good.
It is
Do I want to hear it? Am I scared? I guess is
No,
it scary?
we are happy campers today, fellas. We
Okay.
are very happy campers. 4 p.m. Eastern time, early only. 5 game slate, including both of the 6 p.m. games, and then 7 p.m. main slate lock. So we're 7:05 main slate lock. So we're back to normal main slates at least for tomorrow. I am thrilled to hear that news because I love having those extra 5 minutes.
Look at them being smart.
Smart fellas over there. They realize that, hey, maybe we should stop running these early as hell early only contests, considering the fact that everyone's at work and can't play them right now. Instead, we'll play them midday when everyone's about to get off. That's smart idea, FanDuel. Smart idea indeed. All right, Jared, let's get out of here. As always, my name is Joshua Reimer. Good night and good.